Hi, welcome to Fico.io. My name is Fico, and in this video I want to show you how to get started with the .NET Nano framework, that's C# for microcontrollers. I'm going to show you how to set up your development environment using Visual Studio and how to get up and running a Blinky app, that's a small LED app on this ESP32 using the .NET Nano framework. So we're going to do some live coding. But before we're going to get into that, I just really quickly want to talk with you about why I think the .NET Nano framework is quite awesome and what it can bring to you. And here we have the website of Nano Framework. And if we go down here, it says Nano Framework is about writing C# code for embedded systems. And basically, it's all about making your life easy, especially if you already know .NET C#, but also if you're not familiar with the C# programming language, but you are interested in developing for microcontrollers, then you probably want to give .NET Nano Framework a try, because it has a few tricks up its sleeve that make it better than other higher languages available for microcontrollers. Okay, so if you want to get started, you can go to the resources page to documentations. .NET Nano Framework has great documentation. Also, it's available on GitHub. Everything is open source. And if you go to the documentations, we'll go to the Getting Started guides and we'll say Getting Started with C#. So first thing you need to do, if you don't already have Visual Studio installed, is go ahead and install Visual Studio. For this, you can go to visualstudio.microsoft.com and you want to be downloading probably the community version, unless you already have a paid subscription. Then you can go ahead and do the professional, the enterprise version. But the community version is okay for what we're doing right now. Now, after you downloaded Visual Studio, you'll get into the installer. That's this screen, and it will ask you what components you want to install. Now, make sure you at least install the .NET Desktop Development. So you click on this right here. And if you go to individual components, make sure you have the .NET 6.0 runtime or perhaps higher installed. And after that, you want to say install and download. So when you come into Visual Studio the first time, let me just open it up really quickly. We want to install the extension for the .NET Nano framework. So we're going to say continue without code. And we go here to extensions and we say manage extensions. Now, if you type in Nano Framework, you'll get here the .NET Nano Framework extensions. You're going to click on this and say install. And after this has been downloaded, it will probably say that it wants to restart Visual Studio so you can get started. So you just go ahead and do that. And meanwhile, we're going to get back to the Getting Started guide, because we need to install this small component called nanof. So go ahead and copy that. We want to go inside a command prompt. So just type command into start. And over here, you're going to paste just this little code. And it will install nanof for you. So there you have it. We have nanof installed. So now it's time to write the firmware to your ESP32 or perhaps another type of device. So let's just type in nanof and it will say all the things it can do. And we want to install it on ESP32 device, but before you go ahead and do this, we need to know what serial port, on what COM port your nanof is connected. And for this, we want to go to the device manager. Just type in device manager, press enter, say that's okay. And we'll show the device manager over here. And you want to know on which COM port your device is connected. Now I have two COM ports right now, two serial ports. So what you want to do is take your ESP32, you want to disconnect it, and you say, hey, you'll see that COM port 6 went away and it will come up right now. So that's great. If you don't see any COM port or don't see the right COM port, you probably want to go to Silicon Labs and install this driver, the CPT210X. That's for the ESP32 devices. You can say download over here and install the right driver. Okay, so now we're going to install the right firmware. We're going to type in nanof, and we want to target the right board. You can say target, and then you can specifically target for this ESP32, but you can also say, I know only that it's a platform called the ESP32. There's a lot of other platforms that are supported. We want to have the preview version, the latest version, and we want to have it updated. And now we just knew that we want to use the serial port COM6. Okay, and that's it. You can now go into Visual Studio and start writing some code. So that's kind of awesome and very easy, right? So we'll open up a new window of Visual Studio. We will say we want to create a new project. So we're actually going to write the Blinky project. So making an LED blink. And here from the templates, you want to search for nanoFramework. And we're going to say we want to have a blank nanoFramework application. Press next, and we're going to call it NF for nanoFramework. Oh, Blinky. Create. Just give it a minute. And there you are. Okay, you get this template. Now we can't run the code just right now because we are missing the device explorer. And what you want to do first is go to the view, go to other terminals, and there you have the device explorer for nanoFramework. And you're going to press on that, and then on your right side you will see the device explorer. And now if we press the search button, it's going to show this ESP32 on your COM6 port. So that's awesome. So here we have this code, and we can just go ahead and run this code over here. So immediately we get a deployment error, and don't worry, because if you look over here, let's see if we can just make it a little bit bigger. It says that there's something wrong with the native assembly. You have like this core and it needs this checksum, and this just doesn't check out. And that's because you're probably on the wrong version of .NET Nano Framework. And what you want to do is go into the Solution Explorer, click on your project, and go into your NuGet packages. And there you see that there's one update you'll have to install. That's this one. And you're just going to say update. Press OK. Now you can close this again. And now if we're going to run it, go to Device Explorer again, check that you have this device connected and selected. And now this time it will run the application, and it will run it directly on this ESP32. So it will start the debugger, and that's quite awesome. And it will say, hello from nanoFramework. Okay, so there you have it. You've already written your first program. So now we set hello from nanoFramework on the output. We're going to do something a little bit more fun, and we're going to let that LED light blink. So for this, the first thing we want to do is add a NuGet package, and we want to install the nanoFramework GPO package. So it should be devices.gpo, and we want to install the latest preview version, so make sure you have included pre-releases over here checked, and we're going to install it together with all the dependencies. Say OK. So what I've done here is we're going to install the GPO controller, and the GPO controller basically controls all the different pins you see over here. And we're cheating a little bit because this ESP32 already has an LED LED on top of the board, and it says that it's connected to GPO number 5 over here. So that's the GPO pin we're going to be using. First thing we want to do is declare a private static GPO controller. Oh, sorry about that. I need to say it's a GPO controller, of course. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to initiate this GPO controller, saying exactly that. And now we're going to toggle this LED so it is on and off and on again. So first thing we want to do is declare a GPO pin. We call it LED. Oh, sorry, LED is GPO controller dot open pin, and we want to have number 5, and we want to say that the pin mode is in output so we can write stuff to the pin. Okay, now we're going to say while true, because we just want to do this endlessly, and we're going to say LED point toggle. That's just going to set the value to high and to low and to high again. Now we don't want to do this at top speed, so we're going to let the thread sleep for a little bit. So we're going to do this every 1000 milliseconds, so that's 1 second. And there we have it. So let's go to Device Explorer again. And let's run the code. It's found a debugger. It's going into a debug session. And it says hello from nanoFramework. If you see right here, we see the LED flashing every 1000 milliseconds, every second, going on and off. So what if we wanted to do something just a little bit different, a little bit more advanced? What if we wanted to have a counter in there? So I should say, let's put this aside. I'm going to set it at 0. And we're going to keep this while true But we're gonna say if the counter, and we're going to divide it by 2, and if the remainder equals 1, so only on uneven times, only then do we want to toggle the LED, right? So, but what I'm forgetting on purpose right now is to have the incrementation of the counter. So this is a stupid mistake. Some mistake we probably all made at some certain point. But let's just switch over to the device again. Put that back here. And now we'll be running the application. Everything is deploying. It's all very fast. It's trying to boot. And it says hello from nanoFramework. So if you have made a mistake like this, you're probably wondering at this time what's going on. My LED is on all the time. It shouldn't be. What is wrong? And a lot of times I will be looking at, is it the right GPIO pin? Is it in the right output mode? Is there something else going wrong? And a lot of times it would take me a lot of Googling and searching and doing all kinds of investigation. And it is difficult sometimes just to see the obvious that the incrementer is not there. But luckily with nanoFramework, I'm just able to set a breakpoint and start debugging. And we can see this is false, so it won't toggle. Then over here, I'm thinking, what's my counter doing? Hey, it's still 0. It shouldn't be 0. And again, it stays 0, while true. Looking again, still false, so it never hits my toggle. Why is this 0? And then I'm thinking, oh wait, I forgot to implement the incrementer. So if you just do this, we'll play it again. We can just easily debug what's going on. So again, everything is being deployed. Hello from nanoFramework, and we see again very fast that the breakpoint is being hit. And we're just gonna step over, it's gonna say false, that's something we expected. And right now, the counter is 1. And we're going to, yes, it's going to be true. It's going to toggle the LED. So it's off right now. And we're live debugging this application, which I think is very neat. I haven't come across any other higher language for microcontrollers that's able to do this kind of debugging. So that's all I wanted to show for today. Please check out the .NET nanoFramework website. There are all kinds of resources on there. Check nanoFramework out on GitHub. Here you can see all the supported devices. There's probably one in there you already own or you can get very cheap from the internet. I hope you liked this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to their Discord community. There's a very active community that's really out there helping people. Hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.